Hello there. Finally back for the next Yes review, Yes album. I'm gonna try to make this pretty quick. Yeah, this is one of the best, definitely one of the best Yes albums. In the top, probably the top five. And it's one of the greatest early prog albums, and it's one of the great early true prog albums after In the Court of the Crimson King and Trespassed by Genesis and this and others. There's others too, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and In the Wake of Poseidon by King Crimson. Yeah, these were the first true prog albums being made, and yeah, Yes album. This has almost the same lineup as the first two. Anderson on vocals, Squire on bass, Bill Bruford on drums, Tony Kaye on keyboard, and with new member Steve Howe on guitar. And this is the reason why they called it the Yes album, because thanks to Steve Howe joining the band, it's a new beginning for Yes. They really found really found themselves on this album. This is the Yes we all know and love. This is classic Yes. And classic music. I consider it among the greatest albums. It has 6 songs. Yours Is No Disgrace. That one, it came from I think it's based off an old song, and they adapted their own version. Steve Howe wrote that great guitar line on it. Great guitar work by Steve Howe on this one. Like, it's a lot of his best guitar work. Like on Yours Is No Disgrace and Starship Trooper and Perpetual Change. Amazing guitar work, and the clap. But yeah, Yours Is No Disgrace, great way to start the album. And also great keyboard work by Tony Kaye as well. Tony Kaye progressed each of the 3 albums, I think. But yeah, Yours Is No Disgrace is amazing. The clap is great. Starship Trooper is awesome, of course. Life Seeker is the regular part of the song with lyrics written by Anderson. Delusion, the acoustic bit, the fun little acoustic bit in the middle by Squire, and of course the guitar bit at the end, Worm by Steve Howe. Oh, and also the clap is written by Steve Howe, and Yours Is No Disgrace written by the whole band. By the way, oh yeah, and when I went to the Yes 50 concert, the one Yes concert I did go to, they did most of the album. They did Yours Is No Disgrace, The Clap, Starship Trooper, Perpetual Change. They did nearly the whole album. To my pleasant surprise. Then side 2, there's I've Seen All Good People, You're Moved by Anderson, and All Good People by Squire. It's yeah, I love this song, but it's probably the worst of the longer songs, definitely. I mean, come on, yours is no disgrace. Starship Trooper and Perpetual Change is better. But I mean, I've seen All Good People, and A Venture I love by Anderson. It's a nice little quirky, really English sounding song, which I like. Very underrated too, I think. And then Perpetual Change is amazing. Great guitar work and great vocals by Anderson. That's another thing. Anderson's vocals getting even better on this album. This is when they really established the Yes sound. And they established it even further on the next album, Fragile, with Rick Wakeman on keyboard. An even better progression for Yes. So Yes is just a band that always progressed in this throughout the 60s and 70s. They just kept getting better. And this album is really their first perfect album in their long run of perfect albums. Like, their perfect period is the Yes album to Going for the One and Drama. That's their perfect stuff for me. And Fly From Here and The Ladder, pretty amazing stuff too. And Talk I like a lot. But especially, that classic era of the 70s and Drama from 80. And you don't get much better than these albums. If this was your favorite album ever, I wouldn't even argue with you. Any of the early Yes albums like these, any of the classic ones are your favorite, I wouldn't argue. And if Yes is your favorite band, I wouldn't argue. I don't know what other rating to give this, but it's perfect 10. I don't see any reason not to give it a perfect rating. There's nothing not perfect about it. One of the great albums in history. I definitely rank it up there. Perfect album. It's just a showcase of pure genius and pure talent on this album. The showcase of Steve Howe's genius and talent. One of the all-time best guitar players you'll ever hear. And definitely one of the best I ever heard. And of course, the bass work by Squire. Can't get any better than that. No one can argue with me that Chris Squire is the greatest bass player. He influenced all the other greatest bass players like Geddy Lee, Steve Harris, and Les Claypool, and let's not forget Geezer Butler. He's the other greatest, in my opinion, besides Chris Squire. And that's my top 4. Squire, Geddy Lee, Steve Harris, and Geezer Butler. But anyway, back on to this. Yeah, this is perfect. Everything about it is perfect. You don't get much. I don't see how you can get more talented than Yes. There's only few bands like they're talented as these guys of the same genre, of course. Prog, Yeah, just everything about it's perfect. Perfect album. 10 out of 10. I wouldn't imagine rating it any lower. Every member shines on this album. It's definitely a big if you haven't heard it, listen to it today. It might even be a good starter Yes album. This and Fragile are probably the two you should start listening to, because they have probably the most classic Yes material on it overall. It's pretty easy listening, not too long. It has long but not 20-minute long songs. It has 9 minute, 8 minutes, whatever. So it should be easy to get in. It should be easy to get into if you're a new prog fan. So yeah, Yes album. Doesn't get much better than this. That's all I'm gonna say, because I'm rambling again. I didn't want to make it this long, but of course I did make it this long. So I'll see you real soon on Fragile review, and we'll keep going from there with these reviews. I'm having fun with these reviews. So thanks for watching my review on the Yes album from 1971. 70 or 71, one of the two. Bye. Peace out. See you on the next one.